40 hours in. Day 2. $186.1. Body fat 16.2. Body water 61.1. That might just be my feet having more moisture on them. BMI 23.8. Bone 8.1%. This is just a $40 scale. But it's good to monitor. And I forgot to state a variable. I'm holding the phone in my hand. So I gotta weigh the phone, subtract the totals. It's a pound maybe. Now I want to turn my focus to these. Oh no, really? Alright, to these papers right here. First one. The effects of fasting during Ramadan on the concentration of serotonin, dopamine, brain-derived neurotrophic factor, and nerve growth factor. And not going to read this whole thing, but in the end, the levels were significantly increased on the 29th day compared to the 14th day test groups. But there were no differences between dopamine levels in all groups. Furthermore, the results obtained in women's groups were the same as those obtained in previous groups. Our findings suggested plasma levels of serotonin, BDNF, and NGF were significantly increased during the fasting months of Ramadan. The next paper, the next one to look at. Fasting as a therapy in neurological disease. Forget what I wanted to read from this one, so I'll read the whole thing. Fasting is deeply entrenched in evolution, yet its potential applicants to today's most common disabling neurological diseases remain relatively unexplored. Fasting induces an altered metabolic state that optimizes neuron bioenergetics, plasticity, and resilience in a way that may counteract a broad array of neurological disorders in both animals and humans. Fasting prevents and treats the metabolic syndrome, a major risk factor for many neurological diseases. In animals, fasting probably prevents the formation of tumors, possibly treats established tumors, and improves tumor responses to chemotherapy. In human cancers, including cancers that involve the brain, fasting ameliorates chemotherapy-related adverse effects and may protect normal cells from chemotherapy. Fasting improves cognition, stalls age-related cognitive decline, usually slows neurodegeneration, reduces brain damage, and enhances functional recovery after stroke, and mitigates the pathological and clinical features of epilepsy and multiple sclerosis in animal models. Primarily due to lack of research, the evidence supporting fasting as a treatment in human neurological disorders, including neurodegeneration, stroke, epilepsy, and multiple sclerosis, is indirect or non-existent given the strength of animal evidence. Many exciting discoveries may lie ahead, awaiting future investigations into the viability of fasting as therapy in neurological disease. So that's day 2, 40 hours in. And I'm out of breath because I'm not supposed to be talking. This is more than the amount of talking I'm supposed to be doing, as this is one of the ways that I'm losing too much moisture by talking and breathing through my mouth. So, as a slight aside here, dry fasting is not for mouth breathers.